All right, welcome to RetireJapan TV. I'm guessing no one's here because I forgot to tell anyone about this. But if you're watching the recording or if you're incredibly organized, welcome. So RetireJapan TV, what we talk about personal finance, investing, retirement, and life in Japan. And we get sidetracked quite a lot as well. How are you doing, Daniel?
Good, thank you. Warming up a bit here. I know you're not up there, but where we are in Kanto, yeah, it's warm, but I'm like mentally telling myself, no, not yet. You know, it's going to get way hotter. So no, this is still fine.
We haven't used the AC yet.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Which is big. Like it seems like we're having a rainy season this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we haven't had a rainy season for like 2 or 3 years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. It just went straight through. No rain, no real change in temperatures. Kind of muggy the whole time. But it's proper. It's like been raining for days, kind of UK style. It's cold almost. I mean, maybe not cold. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt the whole time, but you know, it's like 14 degrees at night or something. It's really pleasant.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. I hope this continues for the rest of the summer, but I don't think it's going to.
No.
I keep seeing these headlines about the super El Nino, and you know, obviously you've seen the UK headlines.
Yes, there was a conference on extreme heat in London, which was cancelled because of the extreme heat.
I love it. It's almost scripted, isn't it? Like someone's got a sense of humor. Yeah, so 40 odd degrees in the UK. They were taking 37 degrees in the shade.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Not good. Good. I'd rather be here because we have the infrastructure to deal with it, right? We've got air conditioning, we've got fans. A friend of mine works from home. He's got a home office in like a little attic.
Oh dear.
And he's got a fan because, you know, it's difficult to fit air conditioners to British houses because of, you know, planning permission and stuff. So yeah, he's like, you know, it's 45, 50 degrees in my office. So
wow.
Madness. So let's hope it doesn't get too bad here in the summer. I'm kind of getting ready for it. You know, it's important to get ready for heat. You know, kind of acclimatize. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu we haven't turned the AC on yet either. So
really, wow! I'm surprised
it gets very sweaty. So it's good practice, I think. If you get really hot and sweaty for a couple of hours a week, it's going to help moving into it.
Oh, okay. I suppose so. Yeah. I've been trying to research all these different ways of staying cool, and happy to share that next time.
Oh, we're going to talk about it next time, are we?
Yeah, I got a few tips.
Very organized. I like it. What are we going to talk about today?
Oh, it's your speciality, isn't it? It's Junior NISA or Kodomo NISA. Is it the same thing? What do they call it?
It's not. So it's very exciting. So obviously you haven't seen the latest blog post on RetireJapan TV, on RetireJapan rather, RetireJapan.com, because I only published it like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, right.
About kodomo NISA. So yeah, kodomo NISA is starting next year, finally. So
that's definite, is it?
Yeah, it's been approved by the government. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of government kind of public-friendly websites about it yet. So the FSA don't have their, you know, they've got a pretty good NISA website that explains NISA and the various legacy NISA accounts, but they haven't got kodomo NISA on there yet. But all the brokers do. So I figure if the brokers have got info pages about it, it's a done deal. It's going to happen. You can go and look at the broker pages if you want kind of official information. Or you could go and read, you know, our blog post because it's a nice, concise English language version of it. But yeah, kodomo NISA is coming. We've been hoping for something like this ever since Junior NISA ended, right? So Junior NISA ended in 2023, at the end of 2023, on schedule. So it was only scheduled to run for 10 years. It ran for 10 years, it finished. And they didn't renew it. And the reason they didn't renew it is because mainly Komeito, who were the other party with the LDP in power at the time, they thought that Junior NISA was unfair because it only really benefited well-off families, kind of richer families, and it kind of gave you an extra NISA allowance. So kodomo NISA was an extra account. It was another account that you could use. And the narrative was, okay, so richer families are just using this to invest more tax-free, and it's not really beneficial for the country as a whole. So they didn't renew it. It wasn't renewed, even though I think the FSA wanted to renew it, but the Diet decided not to. So since 2023, we haven't had a kids tax-free account. Now, you could open a taxable account for your kids, give them some money to invest in there. The only real benefit to doing that really would be to pass money on to your kids earlier and maybe avoid inheritance tax down the line, that kind of thing. But it wasn't particularly compelling. But now the kodomo NISA is coming, and that is quite compelling.
Why? What makes it different to junior or better than junior NISA?
Well, the big change. So junior NISA was a separate kids account. Kodomo NISA allows you to start using your adult NISA account early, before you reach the age of 18.
But you could do that previously. There wasn't a lower age limit, was there, on the regular NISA?
No. So normal NISA is only for people aged 18 and over.
Oh, okay. Right.
So what's new is that you can now open a NISA account and start using it on behalf of your kids from 0 years old.
So you have a baby, you can set up a kodomo NISA account, or you will be able to, in their name. It's legally theirs, but you have control of it until they're 18, I guess.
Yeah, when they're 18, they get full control of the account. From the age of 12, you can take money out of it with the child's permission. I think it's quite easy to get permission from 12-year-olds if you're the parent.
PlayStation.
Yeah, you need permission. Yeah. I think the idea is that, from the age of 12, educational expenses start going up, that kind of thing. So some families might want to do that. Okay. They might want to use kodomo NISA to save for education specifically.
Right.
And then start drawing on that money from age 12.
Yeah.
I don't really recommend doing that if you can avoid it, because the whole point of NISA is to put your money in there and let it grow for as long as possible, tax-free. And what kodomo NISA is going to do is it's going to give you an extra 20 years of growth.
20? Why 20?
From 0 to 18 that you didn't have before.
Oh, right. 18 years of growth.
Wow. Yeah. 20 sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah, 18 years of growth that you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Okay.
And most 18-year-olds are not opening and putting significant amounts of money into NISA anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So,
talking about significant amounts, as far as I remember, existing NISA is from 100 yen per month. I guess kodomo NISA is going to be the same thing.
Yeah. So basically, it's not really a new account. You basically get to use the tsumitate portion of NISA, which means that you're restricted to mutual funds.
Right.
That means it's not good for US citizens, including if your kids are US Japanese citizens. People often get hung up on that. They think that because they're Japanese citizens, that makes it okay. It's not. It's the US citizen thing that's the limiting factor. And unfortunately, these don't look very US citizen friendly. So,
So hang on a minute. So the kodomo NISA is only tsumitate. Is that right?
It's only tsumitate. So you have to buy a mutual fund. I'm guessing you're going to have to set up a monthly purchase. I believe you might be able to do the kind of bonus thing as well, where you can do a spot purchase once or twice a year.
Yeah. And then what about the limits?
So the limits, 600,000 yen a year, and it maxes out at 6 million.
What do you mean by maxes out? Like you can't put any more in?
Contribution limits, yeah. So you can put in up to 600,000 yen a year, up to 6 million yen total.
Right. I know this gets asked a lot, but when you take out some does that then drop that 6?
Yeah, it drops the lifetime contribution limit, the 6 million limit.
Because there are 2 limits, aren't there? There's the lifetime contribution and then the
annual
contribution. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the annual, if you take money out, it doesn't affect it. But the lifetime, if you take money out, it does drop down that limit a bit. It gives you that.
Yeah, you get it back basically. But it's you get back the cost basis. So say you bought something for 100 yen and then 10 years later you sold it for 400 yen. Yeah. You only get 100 yen back.
Oh, the
original cost basis, right? So it's kind of the same, but the growth is kind of free, and of course it's tax free. So being a NISA account, there's no taxes to pay on that at all. So it's incredibly investor friendly.
Let's say, so I'm peppering you with questions here. Let's say the child gets to 18. And they don't want to take the NISA out, they want to leave it there. Does it transform automatically into an adult NISA? So they'll
it just turns it unlocks the rest of it, I guess. So you get the full power of the NISA account,
right?
As it were. You get the growth portion unlocked, and you get to use the rest of the tsumitate.
Right.
Because tsumitate could be up to 18 million. There's no limit on it in the adult account. There's a 12 million yen limit on the growth portion, but there isn't a limit on the tsumitate portion, something that I was confused about for a while.
What? There must be a limit.
Oh, it's the total limit on the account is 18 million. But you can put the whole thing into tsumitate. So you didn't have, the resources to use growth as well. So you could just do the whole thing in tsumitate over the long term.
So it's more like a proportional limit almost, where you can have 100% tsumitate or less. Okay. 99 Julio is a very good question that I was thinking about. So think about grandkids now. Grandparents who might want to do something for their little grandkids. The gift tax limit is 1.1 million yen per year, which, correct me if I'm wrong, means that you can receive up to 1.1 million yen per year as a gift from friends and family.
In total, from
total.
All sources,
Right. So let's say you have one very kind grandparent. They could give you the whole NISA, kodomo NISA allowance for a year, and it would still be within the gift tax limit. So
well under. I think that's probably why they designed it that way, because junior NISA was a little bit larger. So that kind of got closer to maybe having kids have to do tax returns and stuff, which is not fun for anyone, right? Least of all the tax office. The tax office doesn't want, millions of extra tax returns coming in. So 600,000 yen a year is well under that tax-free limit.
So as a grandparent, for example, you can max out your grandchild's kodomo NISA for a year with no gift tax to pay. Bada bing, you're happy, kids happy. Sounds
and that money will grow. So rather than you investing it and growing it, and then when you die, leaving a large amount of money, giving a small amount of money to the kid now, and then having it grow in their names, they'll end up with the same amount of money but no tax. So it's pretty cool if you have the resources to do that.
Wow, I like that. Cool. Are there any other questions? Mr. Cantonese, hello guys, good to see you both. Thank you. Hello to see you too. I'm going to ask some questions here, that's okay. So Griffin says 6466. Hello, started my tsumitate NISA putting in 50,000 yen a month and maxing my ireko at 23,000. Good. Hoping I'll have enough for retirement in 25 years. I started late. Better to start now than never at all. Hope I'll have more than what I did have if I didn't start.
Definitely. It might not sound that much, but that's a fairly large amount of money to put away for 25 years. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the end of it.
And then hoping for a junior NISA for my son. This is the same person. Putting something aside now, but NISA would be better than a bank account. I agree, although if you're investing, I think so within the kodomo NISA, you could put it into a bank account, couldn't you, within the NISA, and you wouldn't get charged interest on tax on that interest.
Keep it in cash, I guess. You need to have a kid's investing account, a Misenen Koza, which is the same with junior NISA, and the cash would sit in there. There's not a lot of point in doing that.
Yeah,
because there's no interest on it.
Yeah, so you would probably
you're just lending money to the broker basically,
right.
at 0 interest.
Maybe this is where we say investments can go down as well as up, so we can't guarantee that it will be worth more, but generally it seems that the sort of general wisdom is it's a sensible thing to do, and the mutual funds, I think, should mean that people generally reduce the risk rather than putting it all into SpaceX, for example.
Yes. Well, it depends which mutual fund, because there's obviously different ones. A mutual fund in itself is not necessarily a good thing, but choosing a diversified mutual fund with low fees should give you a decent return, as long as you can leave it for a decade or two.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be investing money that you need next year, for example.
Yeah. Should point out anything we say about SpaceX or any other investments, it's not investing advice. So if you put all your money into or take out of SpaceX or whatever, that's your decision entirely.
Exactly. Although I do have a slightly controversial opinion on kodomo NISA.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
And that is that I don't think parents should put significant amounts of money into it unless they've filled their own NISA accounts.
So do your own. It's like when you're in the airplane, they say put your own mask on first before your children's.
Exactly. So yeah, if you are not able to fill your own NISA account, don't put large amounts of money into your kids' NISA accounts. Put the money in your account. Maybe put some of their pocket money in kodomo NISA. Get the grandparents to put some money in kodomo NISA. That makes a lot of sense. If you're not able to fill your own accounts and still have money left over, don't put your money into the kids' NISA accounts.
Okay.
Unless it's to save for education or something. But even in that case, it's probably better off in your NISA account because you have control of the money. You decide what to do with it. And there's no, you're not going to get audited or anything like that later on. So
one thing we did when our child was still young, we gave him pocket money, and then we kind of took part of it away again into
evil parents. How could you?
Thanks, that's actually for me. But then we put it into the savings jar. I was like, okay, so how much is 10%? And then we put it in there to try and build up the mentality of, you have some, and then you put away a little bit. I think you could do that with the kodomo NISA if it's online or whatever.
And actually, I think it's a great way to start having those conversations.
Yes, yes.
Also, you've set up the account. They're already, they are investing in something. They will get to know the reasoning behind that. So when they're 18 and they get control of it, and they maybe start working part-time or something, there's a much higher likelihood that they'll become, investors and hopefully for the long term. So I think it's a great way to start educating kids as well.
Yeah.
Sharing these things and so on.
So I think you have grandchildren who will be eligible for this. Is that right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay. So people are talking about MetLife saving for uni, IMAX Old Country Fund, cheap time deposits. Right. Oh, yeah. So imagine you are feeling generous and you've got your grandchildren, you're setting up a kodomo NISA for them, and you're going to very kindly put some money in for them. What would you put it into in their account? It has to be it has to be a mutual fund. So what
has to be a mutual fund. Yeah, I'm a fan of the all country funds. I like investing in the whole world. Some people go for the US because recently the US, very tech heavy, very growth heavy. Anything is fine. So a Japanese stock market fund is fine. A US stock market fund is fine. A world stock market fund is fine. Just make sure the fees are small, like under 0.3%, and it's diversified. It's got hundreds of companies in it. And yeah, anything is probably going to do okay in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody mentioned IMAX. Yeah, the eMaxis Slim is something that we talked about in the past. Did you say last time that Rakuten or somebody has this equivalent one?
There's dozens, to be honest. There's Rakuten, all world, all country world funds. There's SBI ones. Like every major broker has their own versions, and they normally offer the kind of standard ones as well. So basically, you're looking at what's in the fund and how much are the fees for the fund. And as long as you're happy with what's in the fund and the fees are low, it'll be fine. We are going to actually put money into our grandkids' kodomo NISA accounts. So one more thing. If you have a legacy junior NISA account and you're not going to be able to put new money into kodomo NISA, I think it might make sense to sell the investments from the junior NISA and rebuy them in kodomo NISA.
Right.
Instead of waiting until because at the moment, if you've got an old junior NISA account, you can keep it. It can keep growing and it's tax-free until the kid's 18.
Right.
You can take the money out anytime. There's no restrictions on that. So all things being equal, you want to leave it because it's tax-free.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to be able to put money into kodomo NISA and you've got this money in junior NISA, I think it might make sense to move it over because you're buying at a lower price than you would be in the future. So you're not using up as much of your NISA allowance comparatively. Does that make sense?
Oh, because the junior NISA is only up to 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you want to continue with that. You would have to take it out when the child is 18 and then put it into a new adult NISA anyway. And when you do that, it's probably going to be more money than it is now, hopefully. And that's going to use up more of the allowance, which doesn't grow. So do it now whilst it doesn't take up as much of the allowance rather than later when it does.
Is my thinking on that one.
And
if you can put new money in, then use both. I think that's cool as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like my granddaughter, she's probably going to have enough money to max out her adult NISA. If we fill the kodomo NISA for her and she uses the money from her junior NISA, she can probably max out the adult NISA, which would give her one hell of a retirement if I've brainwashed her enough to not touch it.
Yeah. For anyone thinking that Ben is super generous, can I remind you that he's the one that says you shouldn't pay for the child's education, make them pay for themselves. So
get a loan. Yeah, they should get a loan. They should get a loan, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should get a loan too. She should max out her NISA account and get a loan. And because the interest rate on the loan is far less than the predicted growth on the NISA account.
Right. Yeah, I should point out predicted growth, nothing is guaranteed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can I go back and see some of the comments here?
Yeah. Bring
it. So, 99 Julio, I could be wrong, but I don't think the 1.1 million gift tax limit is aggregate. Parents with 2 children and 4 grandchildren could transfer 6.6 million annually. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. Sorry. It's because the tax reporting, the tax obligation is on the individual receiving the money. So it's not I can give someone 1.1 million. It's each person can receive up to 1.1 million from all sources before they have to do a gift tax return. So, and the individual has to keep track of that. And if they go over 1.1 million, they're supposed to, on their tax return, or if they don't have a tax return, they have to do a tax return and do a gift tax return on that.
Even a child?
Yeah, exactly. So the parent would do it on the child's behalf. But yeah, in the child's name, the child would do a tax return to report the gift tax and pay it.
Wow.
If you had an investment account and it wasn't a tokute koza, you'd probably have to do a tax return too.
Oh.
Once you get, so just goes to show. So let's stick to the kodomo NISA where there's no tax reporting involved.
Yeah. That's still a lot of money for a child to get each year. So I think most people are probably within that limit.
Yeah, I mean, if you could get anywhere close to filling this new kodomo NISA, that's gonna end up with a ridiculous. I mean, if you just plug the numbers into a compound interest calculator and look at what they'd be worth at age 70 or something, it's just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
7 decades of growth.
Yeah, incredible. Very kind words from Kelly Petit. Thank you. We have a great way of clearing things up for the rest of us. That's because my brain gets fuzzy sometimes. So yeah, I ask the simple questions. A wealth of info. Well, I really appreciate that. And on continues, I have a 14-year-old daughter and heard that the family allowance will extend to an older age. Instead of the end of junior high school, it will go to 18 years old. Family allowance will be... Oh,
it's like
I think he means...
kodomo teate, isn't it?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Child allowance. Yeah. Right. Well, actually, I don't know how many people are paying Kokumin Kenko Hoken. This is my Kokumin Kenko Hoken for this year for the household. It's 1.13 million yen for the year, which I thought was unbelievable because it's up a lot. It's up about 40% from last year.
Unbelievable, as in high, unbelievable.
Well, yeah, for me.
Right, okay.
And this is capped. So we've reached the cap. In Sendai, at least, this is the maximum amount of Kokumin Kenko Hoken that a household would have to pay. But what I found was interesting is that there's actually 4 elements to this. So out of the 1.13 million, 670,000 is for health insurance. Just over half.
Right. So the health insurance, half of it is for health insurance.
Yes. And then 260,000 is called shien, which is support. And it's support for over 75-year-old healthcare.
Oh, okay.
And 170,000 is kaigo hoken, which is kind of nursing care.
How is that different to over 75?
Over 75 is like healthcare, so hospital costs. Right. Kaigo is, home visits and going to day service and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Side note, my surname is Davis, in Japanese Deibisu, and the number of times we get called Deisabisu by people in the supermarket or whatever, who's like, Deisabisu.
I'm not paying for you anymore, day service. But no, new this year, and our accountant had never seen this before. You can see that 30,000 yen is for kids, and that is to fund new kind of child allowances like Kelly was talking about. So yeah, child allowance in Japan is getting more generous, and there's a bit of a backlash here because people are like, I don't have kids, why should I have to pay for this kind of thing? Like,
right. I was going to ask about that. There was a YouTuber who I think got quite a lot of views by saying that basically if you turn it the other way around, it's effectively a tax on people who don't have children. So you're paying that, but you don't have children, so you're not receiving any. So I'm paying tax for other people's children. But to me, that's kind of the way that society
tax works,
social support works. Yeah.
I'm not in the military. Why am I paying for the military? Yeah, I don't think that makes a lot of sense logically. But it was interesting to see that, this year for the first time, there is a specific number to support kids. But let's compare the 260,000 for over 75 healthcare and 170,000 for nursing care to the 30,000 for kids. I think that shows you where Japan's priorities are still.
It's smaller, isn't it? I think, yeah.
It's 1/15 the size. Yeah.
Yeah. I was it Hungary or Poland? I think it was Hungary. Apparently had a similar population dropping problem, and they managed to get it to rebound. And the way they did it was focusing on couples, so not focusing on child support and child services, but just getting more couples together, and then that eventually led into more children. Not saying that that's the correct way of doing it.
Japan's the same. So apparently the fertility rate among married couples hasn't really fallen all that much. Right. The thing that's fallen is the number of people getting married.
Right. Yeah.
That's gone through the floor. So that's the issue, really, if you want to fix that. I heard people, I think maybe Scott Galloway, I think, was saying this. So he was saying, like, if you get married, you should be exempt from income tax for 10 years or something.
Wow. To encourage marriage.
To encourage people to get married and buy a house and have kids and all these things that are really expensive.
Yeah.
But if you don't have to pay income tax, then you'd have a lot more money to do those things.
That would
which I thought was interesting. It's kind of
by a lot, wouldn't it? Tax revenue.
Can you imagine? Yeah, people get married. Like, problem is, you'd have a lot of fake marriages at this point. You know, it'd be like, okay, so we'll pretend to be married, and then we'd have to pay income tax. So.
Like the film Green Card. 99 Julio again is just reminding everybody the gift tax that we've talked about earlier is declared by the recipient. So yes, I think, just in case I wasn't clear, the limit is 1.1 million per person as the receiver of money. So your grandparents, they can give you 1.1 million each, but you might want to say, no, please don't give me 1.1 million because I don't have to pay tax on it.
Well, the thing is
more than one person.
The taxes are less than the amount. So, I mean, you'd be losing out, but you'd still be having a net gain. But yeah, the gift tax is quite expensive. Like, it goes up quite quickly. So you don't really want to be receiving large amounts of money that's gift taxable, if possible.
Right, yeah. So thanks for clarifying that. So David Niehoff asked, would it be better to keep Junior NISA and continue adding to kodomo NISA? So you've got, let's say you've got Junior NISA, you're now able to open kodomo NISA. So effectively you can have both at the same time. If you are contributing monthly, or you can't put it in the Junior NISA, so you would put that into the kodomo NISA. Would you, as we said earlier, shift over your money from Junior NISA? It depends, or does it depend on how much you put in?
I think if you can afford to put new money into kodomo NISA, that's better because you keep the Junior NISA money can keep growing tax-free until the kid's 18. And you can fill kodomo NISA with new money. That's fine. That's probably the best option. That's probably what we're going to do with the grandkids.
Okay. But if you're not putting money into kodomo NISA...
If you don't have the money to put into kodomo NISA, then moving it across from Junior NISA, I think, makes sense.
Because it uses up less of your limit.
Eventually. So, right. And if you're going to spend it anyway, it doesn't really matter, like, which account it comes from.
So the only benefit really is on limits. It's not any sort of like financial gain or anything.
Yeah, they're both tax-free. The only difference is that Junior NISA stops being tax-free at 18, and kodomo NISA potentially is tax-free until you die. Until the kid dies.
Right.
Bit morbid. When they're 98 and very happy, right? Like
yeah. Well, that means I'd be 130.
Mecca Daniel, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Still with a bad back. Tommy MFD, hello from Okinawa. Oh, lovely. I do like Okinawa. So question, is it worth starting to invest at age 55? Just moved back from the US and have no Japanese investments set up, only US investments. Okay, so we're moving a bit away from kodomo NISA, but maybe it's related to NISA in general.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Okay, so you should read our US citizen page on RetireJapan.com. It's in the basic info. Read that because there's a lot of issues for US citizens who live abroad, especially living in Japan. So if you have US investments and you're happy with them, I'd probably just stick with that. Yeah, I mean, you could open a NISA account with Interactive Brokers Japan, but yeah, again, it's going to be a bit of a hassle. Not sure it's going to be worth it. So for most people, yeah, if you've got your US setup working well, just do that.
Thank you. Is there anything more we need to cover on kodomo NISA?
No, I think that takes care of it. And of course, we have a really interesting blog post about it as well.
Yep, I just linked to it earlier. So please check the, if you're on Facebook, it's in the Facebook page. If you're on YouTube, it's in the YouTube comments, I think. Tommy has come back saying, actually, he was asking on behalf of his wife, who is Japanese.
Okay.
Would be for her.
So as long as your wife doesn't have a green card, and isn't a US citizen, then yeah, of course, like using NISA, maybe even using Ideco could make sense, depending on, you know, her income and goals and how comfortable she is with stuff like that. But yeah, definitely have a look at it.
I think in the past you've said, now it depends on everybody's individual situation, but if it were you, you would look at starting a NISA before Ideco, I think.
Depends on your income.
Okay.
So Ideco, especially because Ideco is going up as well in January. January is just we're gonna have a big party in January. So the Ideco limits for employees, I think we've mentioned this before, are going up massively in January. So at the moment it's 23,000 yen a month maximum. From January it's going to be 62. So the thing about Ideco is it reduces your income tax. So if you have a high salary, if you're paying a lot of income tax, Ideco has a much larger effect.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, could be that. If someone doesn't have a high income and they're not paying a lot of income tax, then NISA is more flexible. So it's going to depend.
Yeah.
There's no standard advice for that, I don't think.
Right. Okay. We have NISA and Ideco guides on Retire Japan, so a good place to start. Actually,
and they'll be updated soon. They'll be updated soon, I promise.
I think some of the most popular videos on the Retire Japan channel actually are about the NISA, aren't they? Everybody seems to really enjoy.
Well, they keep changing the rules, so you know.
Yeah,
we have to keep making videos about. Yeah, I'm hoping to make a video this week actually about kodomo NISA. So.
Oh, okay, excellent. Good. If we have done with that, there was a question about you personally. Should we move on to this? So, JPY, hello. Hi, Ben. Any update on your neutralization process?
Not neutralization, hopefully. Naturalization.
Oh, what am I talking about? Sorry.
Getting neutered next week, yeah.
Oops, apologies for that.
Yeah, so it's really slow. So apparently, at least the Sendai office is like overwhelmed with like new applications since the government, announced all these kind of crackdowns and new rules and being strict on, and stuff. So basically, lots of people are applying. I don't think they have any extra manpower. So my timeline so far, so I called them up, I think in August last year. I had my initial interview in October, which was a kind of explanation, initial kind of very soft interview. Then I had to go away and get all the foreign paperwork. And I called them the next day. And I was like, oh, I actually have all the foreign paperwork. Let's do an appointment. And the earliest I could get was March. So I had an interview in March, handed in all that paperwork, and they said, that's fine. Then they said, okay, go away and get all the Japanese paperwork. And I was like, and then call us. And I was like, no, I'm not falling for that again. Like, let's make an appointment now, and I'll get the paperwork before the appointment. And they were like, yeah, end of August is the best we can do.
Wow. So
the next one's end of August. I'm hoping if that goes well, they'll allow me to formally apply. After I think a few months later, I'll probably have an interview, the formal interview. After the interview, the Sendai office sends everything to Tokyo because the minister decides on naturalization, apparently. And then because I'm British, once Japan basically decides that they're going to approve your application, they get in touch with you and say, right, now you have to give up British citizenship. And that takes 9 months to a year on the UK side for no reason whatsoever. As anyone who's dealt with HMRC is probably not in the slightest bit surprised by this.
Wow.
Once I've got that, I've got proof of that, I send it into Japan, and then hopefully a few weeks later I get accepted as a Japanese citizen. So I think it's going to be at least another year or two. Right. If all goes to plan. So
the Gartman 283 has said years, not months. Yeah, you count the naturalization process in years, not months, basically. Every step seems to be ridiculous. But
well, it just takes 5 months. But now, if you get a lawyer, I'm doing this by myself because I'm finding it quite interesting and I'm not in any kind of rush at all. But if you get a lawyer, you get to skip all these interviews because the lawyer knows what you need to hand in. Right. So you basically skip straight to the formal application with the lawyer. So you get everything ready and then the lawyer files it for you. You apply, you have your interview, and the rest of the process is the same. So you get to miss that first year of faffing around, I think.
Okay, all right. 99 Julio again. Good comments today. wait for the British side, their wait was 2 or 3 months. Okay.
Wow. I would
So I
be
guess
so
it's
happy if it was 2 or 3
increased a
months.
lot. But yeah, worst part of the process. And of course, it's remote, isn't it? So just trying to get any updates must be awkward.
I'm still trying to get HMRC to take my money for the UK state pension. It seems really difficult to do this. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you updated, obviously.
Yeah. I want to go back on a couple of other things as well. Antonio again reminds us that you said that January 2027 is a good month because we get the kodomo NISA, we get the the IDECO limits being increased, and yes, cryptocurrency. I can't remember if this is almost guaranteed or if it's actually been announced yet, but is likely or very likely to be taxed at 20%. Currently,
I don't think it's January.
Oh, really? Oh,
I don't think it's been finalized. They're talking about it. They're discussing it, but I'm not entirely sure. But last thing I read about it is maybe 2027 at some point, or maybe 2028. I think Stark Impossibility said that, and he's like the the idiot savant of like for personal finance in Japan.
Okay.
On Reddit.
So the if you get any cryptocurrency profit at the moment, that is taxed as miscellaneous income, which can vary up to 55% depending on.
It's added to your normal income, and then taxed at your marginal tax rate, basically. So it could be less. The thing is, if your income is very low, then you pay less tax on crypto now than you would if it was a flat 20%.
Right. Also, I think currently you can't offset losses that you had in the previous year because it's miscellaneous income, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's treated as Forex, basically, that kind of thing.
But if and when the tax law changes, then it will be treated as capital gains in the same way as stocks, correct me if I'm wrong. So you can offset losses from a previous year, and then it will be at the 20.15 or whatever it is percent.
20.315, yeah.
Thank you. I knew you'd know. Right, regardless of what your income is.
Because the 315 is to pay for the tsunami damage, and I've never seen any money from that. My salary got garnished to pay for that, which I found very ironic, as you know, I'd lost my house and stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we found out that other universities in other areas of Japan refused to do that. They were like, nope, you're not garnishing our wages. But Tohoku University, because we're bang in the middle of it, I think they felt they had to show something. So yeah, I got my wages garnished for like 2-3 years.
Wow. Dear. Another question. So David Niehoff 899 regarding IDECO, does it work similar to the 401k in the US, where the employer can contribute, or is it only employee contributions? David runs his own company, so always looking for tax reductions.
So IDECO is individual defined contribution account, so it's just for individuals. But there is a corporate version. I've forgotten what it's called. But yeah, there's a version where the company pays the premiums. So you might want to look into that for your company.
I'm just asking my official advisor. Kigyo Gata DC?
No, that would be a DC plan. There's actually a version of IDECO where the company pays it. Maybe we can find it later and stick it in the show notes or something.
Okay then. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. David says apparently it's just for companies under 300 employees.
Yeah, that'll be the one.
Yeah. Okay. Zenaku Tenshi is surprised that you haven't heard back from the tax people in the UK about paying extra voluntary payments for national insurance, because it was reflected within a month for them.
Yeah, so they keep screwing up my account. Like I used to do it by direct debit. Don't get me started here. So yeah, they kept cancelling the direct debit, which means I had gaps, and then I had to apply to back pay the gaps, and then I'd pay the gaps, and they would not apply the payments to the gaps, but instead use them to pay the current year. And every time you phone them up, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll sort that out for you," and it's not sorted out. So yeah, I'm not having much fun, but it's worth it. It's worth all the hassle because it's such a good deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really enjoying the process at the moment.
I should point out that Ben has an uncanny ability to get in unusual situations, which is really good fodder for RetireJapan blog posts.
It's my special skill, yeah, for YouTube and the blog.
Oh yeah, in your monthly read, your Monday read newsletter, was it maybe 2 weeks ago? My scrape with the police or something, or reporting a crime. That was it. It was like, what have you done now? Incredible.
It was so I think we're just lucky here because Miyagi's a fairly chill place, but yeah, all the police I talk to are perfectly pleasant and professional and completely fine. So I'm sure that would not be the case if I was in like Osaka or something, but yeah, so it was a very it was annoying and bureaucratic and the paperwork was kind of stupid, but yeah, it was fine. It was a perfectly fine process. So had a nice chat with them.
Good. What the things you do for RetireJapan. Right. Shall we move on, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we have next? On the agenda, the SpaceX IPO, which I think, as people probably know, it was just over a week ago, I think, wasn't it?
There's so many YouTube videos like SpaceX shares are collapsing. I'm like, well, they're still way above the IPO price. I mean, the collapsing narrative doesn't really work, does it? But yeah, they've come down a bit, haven't they, since the peak?
Right, but still up last I saw. I can't remember now. But at some point, it was a 60% above, wasn't it?
Madness. Well, I think they engineered that by having like the 4% float or something. Like only like a tiny amount of shares are available just to push the price up, basically.
Yeah.
And lots of people were stressing about owning SpaceX in index funds, even though they didn't want to.
From looking at the headlines, but it turns out,
you're like, this is absolute rubbish, and I don't want to own it. But you do the numbers, and it makes up a tiny amount of most funds, and who knows? It might do a Tesla and become really valuable. So. I think we ended up owning like 0.1% of our funds that are in SpaceX now. So I can live with that.
Yeah. And one thing I was pleased to see, so last time we talked about how NASDAQ is fast tracking it. In the end, it's still not part of NASDAQ, is it? Because
not yet, no.
The rules were like
4
a
weeks
month
or something.
Right, yeah. And then they tried to do the same thing with S&P, but S&P said, no fast track for you, which was good. So if you have S&P 500, that does not have SpaceX in at the moment.
But most of the world funds do, or will do.
Right. But
the
only
MSCI
a tiny
and so on. Yeah, tiny amounts.
So not as bad as I thought personally. If you're bullish,
we shall see, won't we? Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Right. I thought the next bit was Ben shouts at clouds, but no, it's another separate thing, fighting with the neighbors again.
So I don't know if I think we've talked about this before. So we have a mansion, like a Japanese mansion, not a British mansion or an American mansion. So we got a mansion in Sendai, and next to it used to be a slot parlor, slotto. It's called Hard Rock. And it was fine. They weren't particularly annoying. And then that closed down, and they sold the land, and it was bought by a second-hand car dealership called Next Stage. I don't know if you've got those where you are. Next Stage. They've got kind of big blue signs. And it's huge, and it's their central depot for Miyagi because we're quite close to the port. So obviously they bring cars in by ship, dump them next to us, and then over the next few weeks move them to different shops and so on.
Probably a lot quieter than the slot machine place.
It's not. So well, it's quite noisy. They're driving cars around, they're washing cars, they're doing all this stuff. But they've been fine. They did build this huge parking thing, which is a bit of an eyesore. But it's fine. Except for, and this is the second time it's happened, one of the car alarms started going off at like 10 o'clock at night. and they don't have anyone there at night.
Oh.
And the car, and what happens is, like, it happened a couple of years ago, maybe a year or so ago, and that time it went off all night. Every 15 minutes, the car alarm would go off for like a minute. And I was going nuts. It was right outside our window, right? I was going nuts. I called the police. The police came. They looked at it and they were like, meh. And then they left. And then I called the security company. They have ALSOC.
Oh, yeah.
Always security. Okay. And the ALSOC guys came and they were like, yeah, we can't do anything about the car because we haven't got the keys. And the next day I was livid. I went in and I had a serious chat with the deputy manager or something.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, we're really sorry. When the battery runs down, it starts setting the alarm off to like tell you. So I was like, okay, well, can you not turn the alarm off? And they were like, we've got so many cars coming through. We don't actually know what they are. So we don't know if they've got alarms. We don't know how the alarms work. So we have no idea. And I was like, well, this isn't cool, is it? Is there someone we can call at night if something like this happens? They're like, no, not really, because the keys are locked in the safe.
Right.
Only certain employees have those keys, and those employees have gone home for the night. So I was like, okay, so I'll let you off just this once. And then it happened again this week.
Oh dear.
Except, fortunately, it only went off between like 10 and midnight.
Okay.
And then it stopped for some reason. So I was like, so I phoned them up. I was like, hey, I'm not really happy about this. And they removed the car and the thing. But I think if it happens again, I'm going to have to start calling like their parent company or something.
Yeah. That's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you can see it from their point of view. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not angry and I'm not aggressive with them. I'm just like, this isn't really acceptable. And they were actually really well trained. The image of kind of secondhand car shops is not great, but these guys super polite, really, really responsive, really impressive. But it's how we're going to fix this issue, and they haven't so far. So we'll see. I think if it happens every couple of years, it's fine. But if it starts happening more often, then it's going to be a thing.
Yeah. There is it might be hard to believe in Japan election time, but there are noise pollution laws, and there is a noise pollution form you can fill in, which I've done once for a particular vehicle that's really noisy. There was one that came right past our apartment in Tokyo, 7 o'clock every weekday morning, and in the end I sent the number into this form, and after a while it stopped. So that was good. But I suppose this is a random thing.
Each prefecture, I think, has rules about businesses and when they can make noise and stuff. And I think generally for Miyagi, I looked into this because I had that fight with the random weird neighbor. I don't know if you remember that one. So anyway, I had this thing. So I checked, and apparently in Miyagi it's until 10 p.m. So after 10 p.m., you're not supposed to have noisy operations as a business.
Right.
So
I suppose you take a video of it, I guess, if you want.
I did, mainly to identify which car it was.
Oh, right.
There's hundreds of them, and they all look the same at night.
Yeah.
You can't see the color at night, right? So, so I had to tell them which one it was, so they could check it. So and it's gone. So I think they took it out back and executed it. So it's not been resolved, but I just wanted to bring it up as a way of saying, the way to do this is to be polite, but tell them exactly what the issue is and what you want them to do about it and stuff. So.
I really like Crunchy 2024's positive outlook on this. You can try and get a discount on your favorite car, Alphard. So, hey, noise pollution. I won't say anything. Well, that's a very nice Alphard.
Give us a 20% off. Yeah,
I like it.
Nice.
Wesley John Holmes is a similar thing. The car rental company parked behind their last home with alarms going off. Oh dear. Yeah. I thought it was, I thought about it, but I suppose it makes sense if you live near a rental place or a car sales place.
Anything with large amounts of cars,
You can't be the first person to have had this.
Well, I mean, there's 100 units in our mansion, so I'm pretty sure other people were also annoyed about it. It's just
Yeah,
I was the one that called them.
if you could get together and like the housing association or whatever on everyone's behalf could have more power if it's a complaint.
Possibly. I'm going to be the president next year, apparently.
Really? Oh, congratulations.
Well, because it rotates, right?
Yeah.
And next year is our turn. And there's 3 positions. There's like treasurer and president and something else. And someone said the best one is the president because they don't actually do anything.
Oh, right.
Like the treasurer has to do the accounts and stuff,
Yeah.
and someone else has to do the communications or something. But the president does nothing. So I'm like, okay, that's the one I want.
Yeah. Let me see those accounts. That's all right.
Yeah, I think it'll be quite interesting as well because I've never done anything like that before. I've never been in the Chonai guy or anything. So we've always rented, and renters don't do that stuff, right?
Right. Really? Well, we do. Yeah. When we rented here, this community, the first year we moved in, they said, "Oh, you're going to be it next year." It always comes to the new people. Like we don't know anybody, but we kind of had to do it after about 6 months of moving in.
Renting? Nah, you'd be like, nope, that's the landlord's problem.
Okay, well, we had to do it, but well, okay, we didn't have to do it, but it was very clear. Like we really appreciate it. This is what people do around here. Hint, hint. Oh, okay.
This is why people don't want to move to the countryside.
Yeah, it didn't involve being a president, but it was the local. So our community is divided into small. Yeah, Bancho, exactly. Just a few
My
houses.
daughter is Bancho this year, and she hates it. She's got to go and do like cleaning at 7 o'clock in the morning and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Crunchy seems to know a remarkable amount of about our living situation.
Yeah. And been clearly listening to previous episodes, the noise will have been worse for people who do not have the inner windows fitted, which is something we've mentioned before about.
Yeah.
Not just noise,
so inner windows, I would say cuts exterior noise by 50-70%. Because we've got basically quadruple glazing now, and it was annoying me. So God knows what it'd be like for people with normal windows. Right?
Yeah. We were looking into getting those done, but we have rooms where you have the window right behind me, but then you have the patio doors going out there. So, which I think that's more difficult. You can't really put inner windows on the sliding doors.
No, we've got them.
So, really?
Yep, super easy.
Can you still open the doors?
Yeah. We just have 2 doors. You open the inner ones, and then you open the outer ones. It's not a window. It's a sliding window.
Oh.
In fact, our mansion, we have a ridiculously wide veranda window. It's the whole length of the room. So it's 2 double doors and then a middle one. And even that, they managed to put them in. So yeah, definitely.
Wow. I think we might have to do this for the sake of the Retire Japan viewers.
It was the best thing we did with the mansion by far. And yeah, one thing I'd say is get 2 or 3 companies to give you quotes, because we got wildly different prices. And also you learn a lot about the windows by doing that. So because they'll give you different explanations.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. In our area as well, it seems like you can get a hojokin. You can get a small subsidy for it.
Yeah, we got 30% back or so from the government.
Oh, okay.
So it was about 500,000 to do everything, including building a new front door, and we got about 150 back, I think. So
okay, that's pretty good. Right. Wow. Okay, Crunchy 2024 was on fire. I guess they live in the countryside because they're saying every 3 years in their neighborhood you get to do the Ujiko shrine.
No, it's
monitor.
a 3-year stint. So it's a 3-year
3-year stint.
position.
Oh, you have to do it for 3 years. Well, look after the shrine. You don't get past if you tell them you're a Christian. Wow. Okay.
I think we should get Crunchy on as a guest.
Yeah. Wow.
Definitely.
Now, before we move on, we do have a question going up a little bit from K Alexander 9225. Hello. You can't sign up for a NISA if you have a visa within 3 months of expiring. Okay. But if you've already got a NISA, can you still keep paying into it, even if you're within 3 months of expiring and you're planning to renew?
Now, I haven't heard of anyone having trouble with that. But this whole, like, give us your Zaidu card and we'll monitor the expiry date and start shutting your accounts down when it, that's new. So possibly, But I don't think so. It doesn't really make sense for NISA, especially because it's a monthly payment. If they cancelled all your payments just because your card was up for renewal, that'd be incredibly annoying. Yeah, haven't heard of it, but it wouldn't surprise me if someone did that in the future. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to give you. They're supposed if you are in the process of renewing and you provide documentation of that, they're not supposed to mess with your account. But lots of banks do. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they'll get better at it, because it's a fairly new thing on the part of the banks.
Yeah,
maybe they're having teething troubles with understanding what exactly they need to be doing and stuff.
Okay. So we're going to move on to the next bit, which is money quote. And I don't really have, it's not really specifically related to money, but it's something to do with you running Retire Japan, okay? And we're trying to encourage people to adopt good habits, right? So I get a lot of good quotes from The Economist. They have quote every day, which is good, but a lot of them for people I don't know who they are. Herbert A. Simon. If you know who that is, please leave a comment. And Herbert A. Simon said, "You do not change people's minds by defeating them with logic." And I've heard you sort of say a similar thing in interviews in the past, where you say you do not try to reach people and tell them how sensible it is or what a good idea it is to start investing or to adopt good habits. You wait for people to discover that they need to do something. And then you are like, okay, you know you need to do something. Here's the information we have. Is that a good way of
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, my personal experience is that I try and tell people about this stuff all the time, and most people are not in the slightest bit interested.
Yeah.
But the people who are interested are really interested. So
yes,
it's more a case of just making yourself available. Like when you're interested, maybe we can help you. Yeah.
I found this with my wife. We've talked in the past actually about sort of having financial discussions with your partner or your family. I don't really talk about much finance stuff with my wife because it bores her. I want to talk about AI, tech, anything actually. But sometimes she'll come and say, "On this blog, I saw this thing about gift tax. Does that apply to us?" And it's like, okay, well, I know about this, and it's blah 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 blah. And that works really well because she's keen to listen. So I like that in terms of like, don't force this thing that you think is important on family or whoever. Sometimes maybe you have to, like you talked about sort of inheritance tax planning with people who are still alive, but it's not a nice thing to talk about. You need to, but generally it's worked for me, sort of like waiting for that moment where they want to know, and then it's like, okay, I have the spreadsheet we need right here. Let's go through it.
I think that's universal though, isn't it? Like kids as well, right? Like,
oh yeah.
You're like, hey, sit down. I need to talk to you about this. Like, I don't. But if they need the information, it's completely different. So
yes, yeah. Okay, can we move on to news then? I think. Can we?
Yep.
And what have we got? Do I have a thing for news? Is it this? Can that be a news jingle? I think I can't remember what the news jingle was, but that'll do for now.
I don't think we had a news jingle.
Do we? Okay, maybe I'll come up with one. Right.
You're just extrapolating the success of like Daniel's money tip jingle to the rest of the show, which doesn't have jingles.
We need more. Right. First thing we put up is something you put on here, which is the 1% tax on food. Are they going to charge us more for food? What's happening?
So there's going to be a temporary reduction in tax on food that I think the Prime Minister mentioned when she was trying to get elected party leader, and wasn't really planning on doing, and now is kind of planning on doing it. But it's temporary, which is, seems a bit pointless. And the thing about all these temporary things, they have these huge costs on business, on small businesses particularly. Like they did that temporary reduction in income tax or something, and it almost killed my wife. She spent 3 months trying to do the paperwork, And then they changed it back again, and it's just like, just stop doing this, right?
Right.
Because all the burden goes to these small companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if the government was doing it through tax returns or something, that's one thing. But chucking it onto small businesses that are already struggling, like all the food retailers are going to have to redo all their labels, aren't they? And redo their cash registers and all their software and all the rest of it. And then 2 years later, it goes back up again and they have to do it all again. It's like, come on. I'd love to see something like the UK where, you know, fresh food isn't taxed. There's no VAT on like fresh food and like books and kids' clothes. You know, those kind of like things that families need. I'd like to see them go in that direction, but a 2-year reduction in tax on food, it's like, yeah, that's great, but it's only for 2 years.
Yeah. What I think will happen at some point is that supermarkets and retailers, whatever, will have digital labels for each food item, so they can easily update it in one system, and then everything on display will be reflected. But the next step from that, which we've seen in America actually in some places, is that they can then introduce dynamic pricing. So, this thing is really popular, let's bump the price up, or this is running low.
Or dynamic pricing based on facial recognition.
That is the next.
This customer is not really affected by prices, so let's jack them up. And then the next person walks up and it goes down again.
Yeah.
It's like Running Man or something.
Yeah. I don't want to get too depressing there, but yeah. Apparently the
dynamic pricing in the supermarket. Let's have a demo or something.
Yeah. Apparently they were trying to get rid of the tax completely, but the cash registers, the tills, couldn't easily cope with that without huge software updates. So putting it to 0% tax was not doable. Putting it to 1% was, because it's the same sort of system, just reducing the number. If anyone's wondering why it's not cut completely. Right. A mini rant from me this time, actually. So Japan, unusual, isn't it? I didn't even know I was on the email list, but anyway, the email came through about the Japan Open tennis tournament coming up, and it's Nishikori's final big tournament. I think he's retiring after quite a while. So, that'd be we're not huge tennis fans, but we like tennis. So, that'd be quite good to go to. And the tickets are not officially available yet, but there's like a pre-sale thingy where you can go and apply and get it, in advance kind of thing. And so I looked at it and I'm trying to work out the pricing. And then I think I must have reloaded the page or looked at it in another browser or something. And originally I was looking at directly from the link in the email, which was in Japanese. When I looked at it later, I was looking at the English page and it wasn't there. There was nothing about this pre-sale there. So presumably you're a foreigner. Well, it's not really tailored to you just yet. Wait for the normal sale. Well, whatever the reason was, if you're trying to get, I don't know, tickets or something that is hard to get hold of or whatever, and you're having trouble, it might be worth double checking in Japanese version and not just sticking to the English version all the time. Because in this case, the pre-sale info was only on the Japanese version of the same website, not on the English version, which I didn't like. But
no, I don't hate that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's a really simple way of keeping it for residents, keeping it for insiders, by using Japanese, which is the language of Japan, and avoiding any kind of like, okay, well, you need to prove your address to enter the pre-sale and all that kind of stuff. So I don't hate it. If they were being like, oh, your name is foreign, so we're not going to sell you the tickets, that would be different.
Right. Okay.
But just having the page in Japanese, like, I don't hate that.
Okay. If anyone is interested in that, by the way, here's the actual. Where's it gone? There you go. Put a link to it. It's still there now, actually. So you can go to the page that I just put in there, the Japan Tennis Open or Open Tennis ticket page, and switch between English and Japanese, and you'll see that.
It disappears.
It does basically. Yeah. All right, then I'll stop my rant there. Mild rant.
My wife really wants to go to Wimbledon.
Oh, yeah.
And just the ticket process there just seems opaque. You know, it's like you can apply through like tennis clubs and things, or if you're a member of something or other. I'm like, just sell me a ticket. Come on.
Yeah.
So it's not just Japan, perhaps.
We went once, and that was it was a friend at work at that time. We were living in the UK at the time. A friend at work who was a member of a tennis club, and they got advanced tickets, 2 tickets for the day of the women's final. That's the final Saturday, but it was not actually for that court. It was for one of the lesser courts. But still, you know, you're going to be there. So yeah, we did that. And at the time, our little boy was, I think he was 1 in a pushchair, and they don't like you taking little kids that might cry into the actual court itself. So we took it in turns to go into the court to watch the match. But still, you're still within the tennis grounds with the big screens and the atmosphere, everyone dressed up. So it was still really cool. We enjoyed it.
It's not very friendly. I guess you do have that complete silence, don't you, when they're playing?
Exactly.
So
yeah, we didn't mind. We were just happy to go there. Now, next, this is something that you put in the Retire Japan newsletter, weekly newsletter, which I recommend everybody take a look at. This is something that happened in Brazil, but could potentially happen anywhere. Do you want to tell us?
So this, I've even though it's about Brazil, in a British newspaper, I thought it was really interesting because it was a scam that would probably trick me. So I'm thinking it'll probably trick other people as well. And the scam is when taking card payments using a terminal, the vendor would put in a price, show it to you, and then before you touch your card, would like add a 0 to it. And then you would touch your card, and especially if it's a debit card, that money would just be deducted from your account. And it's really hard to get it back. And the banks would then say, well, you authorized the payment, so that's on you. And so, yeah, and I can imagine falling for that, you know, if you're trying to buy some hot dogs or something in a foreign country, and they're like, yeah, pay with your card here, and they show you the price, and you tap to pay, and they've changed the price where you can't see it. So very sneaky. I'm not entirely sure how to get around that. I think using credit cards is probably better.
Why?
Or just using cash if you're in a dodgy kind of situation.
Why would a credit card be better than a debit card?
Well, a credit card is charged later, so you've got more time to dispute it. So I use MoneyTree, and I've linked my credit cards to MoneyTree, so I can pull up the MoneyTree app, and I can see all my payments well before the payment date. So if I see something that looks suspicious or weird, I can check what it is, and I can maybe call up the credit card company and say, yeah, I want you to reverse that charge, or I want you to look at that charge before I've paid them the money. And that's the thing. With a debit card, they take the money from your account, and then the money's gone. The bank is like, yep, not our problem. And whereas with the credit card company, it kind of is their problem because you haven't paid them yet.
Right, yeah.
And there's generally more protections with credit cards. You know, they have insurance for shopping and stuff. So
yeah,
I think especially for shopping, it might be better to use credit cards if you can. But yeah, a scam that I thought was very clever and would probably catch me out.
Yeah, me too. Okay, the next thing, maybe people have seen this in the news just last week. Japan raises interest rates to the highest for 31 years. I saw people on social media not freaking out, but it's a bit surprising. And then you see it's actually 1%. And I saw people outside Japan making fun. It's like, oh no, Japan, 1% interest. So yeah, in the big scheme of things, it's much lower than in other countries. But it's it's economic news, so I thought it's worth mentioning it.
Yeah. Hasn't affected my mortgage yet. It might do in the future, but I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference, probably.
Yeah. Side note, I am actually working on a little web tool thing which will show what happens when different things in the economy change, as sort of like a macro sort of high level. So if interest rates go up, what does that mean for, let's say, the currency? What does it mean for unemployment and stuff like that? So, yeah, When I finish that, I'll release it and share it here.
Interesting. Where did that come from?
Because I want to know. I keep wondering that you see the news and it says, "Oh, the yen is getting stronger" or something. It's like, okay, so what does that mean for? Or just like this, let's say an external country, let's say the US is putting up interest rates. Okay, so how is that going to affect the yen against something? So I wanted something where I could just say, okay, interest rates are higher. What does that mean?
Okay, nice.
Right, next one. Oh, this is okay. So not really finance related, but I thought this is very cool. There is an audio analysis lab in Japan. It's called Chiba. What was it now? Chiba Onsei or something like that. And they work with court cases. So in some cases, the court will need to have some audio of a crime analyzed. Is this certain sound, or can you verify this, or whatever? Probably not very nice work, I should think. And separately, a TV company came to this same audio lab and saying, hey, do you think there's some music that could help put babies to sleep or whatever? The audio lab, in their analysis of court cases, hears of times where children or babies have been abused, and sometimes it's because people have reached breaking point. And they thought, if we can help babies and children sleep, and that eases some of the pressure on parents, maybe that would reduce crimes in some cases or prevent people from going over the edge. Basically, they want to try and help people. And they came up with audio analysis of sounds that are good for putting people to sleep, children to sleep. They worked with somebody to make that into music. And then apparently in 3 days, they came up with 3 audio files, each 15 minutes long, which they've made freely available this month only. You play that, and it's more likely to make children and babies fall asleep. Interesting, the way they actually came up with these sounds at the beginning is that this guy recorded himself at home sleeping with different sounds, and then he recorded how he reacted when he was asleep, like whether he twitched or rolled over or whatever, and they worked out which sounds are sort of more conducive.
So it works on adults too?
I think so, because we listened to it and wow, feel tired. Okay. I will share. First of all, is the news story. Let me find this. This story. Excuse me, I haven't got time to type in the full comment. But anyway, the page where they've released this, it's in Japanese. But if you go further down, they've got 3 files you can download. Find it. Okay. I'll call it sleepy audio files. But only until the 30th of June. Chibaonken.com, that's it, that's the name of the company. So there you go. Okay. If you have a child, baby, or you're having trouble getting to sleep yourself, it's worth it. It's like a very sort of relaxing, like a music box kind of tune, like you might hear in a cafe or something sometime. And they've got these sort of kind of wave sounds occasionally in the background, quite quietly, which is supposed to mimic the, I think, sound of the womb or something like that. It's called pink noise. And together, and this music box music is gradually slowing down as well as it plays.
So your breathing really slows parasympathetically.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
That might be good for naps. You're supposed to have like a 10-15 minute nap, power nap.
Oh, I'm sure it would. Yeah.
And when the music stops, you wake up.
Yeah.
I might try that. I'll download the file and check it out.
It's worth us listening to, at the very least, because it seems very effective. I'm going to move on quickly. This is when I saw the Avios, which is the air miles for a few airlines. I was confused. I thought Avios was for one world, but it's not necessarily. It's just these carriers.
It's just the BA group. Yeah,
BA group. Right. I can't remember what it used to be called, but anyway, British Airways, according to this website, British Airways, Aer Lingus, Finnair, Iberia, Vueling, which you said
Vueling,
okay, and Logan Air, I don't know what that is. They all use Avios. Qatar Airways also use Avios, but I think they might be a little bit separate somehow because you need to go to a separate site for that. Anyway, what's changed is that it used to be that with some of the Avios sort of airlines, you can convert or you can move your Avios from one airline to another, but in some cases you had to do like a second hop, or you had to go through another airline first to get to it. It was a bit complicated. They made it simpler now, so that pretty much the 6 airlines that I mentioned, you can transfer Avios between all of them now. And it's through an updated version of the website, which is designed to be much more simple. So let me put that in.
If you're unfortunate enough to have Avios or use British Airways.
Yeah.
Not a fan of British Airways.
Oh dear. Sorry. Can I just 1, 2, 3 schleppers going back to the falling asleep at night, the babies. They say, I understand that babies love the sudden blaring of car alarms at night. Yes, that's what they were doing. Nice.
Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah, if you have Avios and you want to transfer them, it's now easier than it used to be. Just the final thing we have on the news is you put in something from Sendai, some unfortunate news.
Yeah, so I've seen quite a few articles in Japanese about this, but nothing in English really, apart from the Tokyo Reporter. I don't like linking to the Tokyo Reporter, even though it's quite a fun site. They'd mainly do kind of salacious stories from Japan, but they also have normal stories as well, and this is one of them. So there was a bullying case in Sendai that sounds horrendous, actually, and has blown up quite a bit. So there's been questions in the city council and the mayors making statements about it, and it's become a news story. And whenever things become news stories, the Board of Education tends to take it much more seriously, in my experience. So basically, from what I read, family moved to Sendai from abroad. The child was in the 3rd grade and just got bullied, kind of racist kind of bullying, like, go back to your country kind of stuff. And it sounds like the school basically didn't really do anything. Like at one point they put the child in a separate classroom by themselves because that helps. Let's remove the victim and penalize them instead. And then the child finally moved schools in the 6th grade. So this went on for like 3-4 years, which is terrible. And I just wanted to, just as a PSA, public service kind of announcement, we do have an article about bullying in schools on Retire Japan, with a couple of experiences. And my advice is to move quickly if you have that kind of issue with a school. Like, don't let it drag on for 3 or 4 years. Yeah. That's just horrible. And I feel for parents, because parents don't know what to do. Schools are not particularly proactive about this kind of stuff. You have to know the system in order to navigate the system. So if I had an issue with one of my grandkids, say, so the first thing is you talk to the homeroom teacher as soon as possible. And that should be a constructive conversation. It's not an angry conversation. It's, I heard this happened. Have you heard about it? And what are we going to do about it? And then give them like a week, right? I do not give them lots of time. Give them like a week to sort it out. If it's not sorted out, you go back and you talk to the head of year, which is the Gakunen Shunin, which is a senior teacher who's in charge of the whole year group, not just one class, right? And you have the same conversation. I heard that this is happening. Have you heard about it? Did the teacher tell you about it? And just, what are we going to do to fix it, basically, so that everyone can have a nice educational experience here. And give them about a week again, and then go to the vice principal or the principal. And then if the school is being useless, you go to the Board of Education, and if necessary, you talk to a lawyer. And if necessary, you move the kid to a different school. But you don't leave them there for 3 or 4 years to suffer. So you want to move quickly and put appropriate pressure on the school, I think. But yeah, horrible situation for everyone, right? Because especially if you're an immigrant and you don't have good Japanese and you don't have connections. I was lucky because I'd worked in the Board of Education. So one time I went to, it's in the blog post, but one time I went to, my daughter had a really minor thing at high school.
Mhm.
And I went to complain about it. And the principal was the guy that I used to work with. So we had a nice chat, and he sorted it out.
Okay, yeah.
Nepotism.
It's interesting
Yeah.
at the
So
beginning.
basically, any kind of bullying or school issue, you want to be proactive and move quickly, I think.
Interesting. At the beginning, you said go to see the homeschool teacher, or the homeroom teacher, sorry, and just have a sort of relaxed, so-called relaxed conversation with them, explaining the facts. So the instinct is to want to go in and be really angry. I can't believe this is happening, but I suppose that's not very productive, and it's
that's going to get you dismissed. So you have to be a serious, polite adult about it, I think, even though you're upset because your kid's upset.
Yeah.
But keep your eyes on the prize, which is resolution,
Right.
and not venting and being angry with people and stuff.
Right. So yeah, I have put the link in the article that you mentioned. Problems in Japanese schools, I think, is the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few things. There's the very minor things and also some quite serious things.
Right.
So we had a very unsatisfying bullying experience with the best junior high school in Sendai. So the quality of the school is not an indication of the environment or the kind of students or even how teachers are going to deal with stuff. So
yeah.
This kind of links into my media pick for this week, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, we're coming on to that in a second. I just want to mention Russell Scheffler, who talked about the yen weakening, which we were mentioning earlier. They say I'm shorting the yen until I see otherwise. We do get occasionally people asking us like, what's going to happen to the yen? Is it going to get stronger or weaker? Obviously, we have no idea. Personally, I can see it getting weaker still, but I could also see the government or the Bank of Japan will intervene and we'll see a big jump. I think last time it happens, or it tends to happen either middle of the night or at the weekend when markets are closed, so that people can think about it before there's a reaction. But even when, or maybe especially when there is an intervention and it suddenly strengthens, inevitably it seems like it then goes back in its original trend. So
the interventions are not really doing all that much.
No, it like lasts just a few weeks, really, the effect. I think, weaker still personally, but at
completely agnostic on the yen. Have no idea what's going to happen with that.
Yeah. Right, let's move on then to that media you were talking about. So we have put together a few YouTube channels, or like more general media channels or programs that we like. You've got a good financial list here. Do you want to go ahead with that?
Yeah. Okay. So YouTube channels that I watch more than once, kind of thing. I quite like Patrick Boyle, who's this. I found out he was on a different podcast, and I found out he teaches at universities in London, and he used to be in finance. But I think he's Irish, and he does these monologues, and I thought he was AI generated at first, but it seems like he's not. He just talks like he is an AI generated person. But he's good. He does kind of breakdowns of financial news mainly, and I enjoy his videos. Another one is The Compound, which is basically Josh Brown and Ben Carlson, who's written a bunch of very popular books, Psychology of Money and stuff.
Can I just help you? We'll have all this in the show notes, in the description for the YouTube video. So take a look there after we've had time to save it all.
Definitely. The Compound is basically these like trader guys sitting around talking. they're kind of funny in an American kind of way.
Yeah.
Gary's Economics is the opposite of American trader guys. There's a British guy. I don't know if you've seen Gary's Economics. I've read his book. I read his book in London while I was waiting for my friend. And in the book, he was writing about Westfield Shopping Centre. And I was sitting in Westfield Shopping Centre waiting for my friend. And it was like, like the Matrix is converging kind of thing. Yeah. He's good. He talks about economics. He's got a theory that inequality is driving everything, basically, in politics, in stuff. And it's interesting. I'm not 100% bought into it, but yeah, I think he's entertaining and he has some interesting ideas. The next one we both enjoy, I think, Mark Tilbury, who's a British guy who I think he's an entrepreneur of sorts, and he kind of gives advice about money and business and things.
Yeah.
Myron Golden, who I love, who's this African American guy who's like, he's completely ripped. I think he's about 60. He's like completely kind of bodybuilder type guy, and he's a kind of pastor, kind of preacher kind of guy, and he's just fantastic. I just love his kind of eloquence. My First Million is two guys, Sean Puri and the other guy. I can't remember the other guy's name, but they're good. They're both entrepreneurs who basically sold their companies and now they're rich and they just sit around talking to people.
You think people say that about us? Yeah, the Ben and that other guy.
They just sit around talking. No one's watching. Ben Felix, who's a Canadian investment manager or something, but he's got a good YouTube channel, I think. I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Ramit. Love Ramit. I've known Ramit for a really long time. Not personally, sadly. I've known of him. But he's got some good stuff, I think. Damien Talks Money, who's a younger British guy who talks about personal finance, he's got quite a fresh approach, I think. And Scott Galloway, who pontificates on things. But again, quite entertaining. I really like his newsletter. I think I like his newsletter more than his videos. But his videos are pretty good as well. And that's me. Oh yeah, and then recently, showing my age here, I've been watching the Great British Bake Off with my wife and sometimes my granddaughter, and they really like it. It's on TV here in Japan, and you can put it in English, and there's no subtitles. So it's a really good way for family to practice their listening if they need to.
Yeah, love the Great.
Recently, this is my last one, I promised, and then Daniel can talk. Recently, I've been watching a Korean series on Netflix called Teach You a Lesson. And it's really refreshing. It's like, it's kind of part comedy, part drama, part kind of social commentary. The idea is that Korea has all these kind of educational problems, and it seems fairly similar to Japan. So, they're talking about bullying, they're talking about the kind of exam system, they're talking about kind of monster parents, they're talking about scams and things targeting students, and students like falsely accusing teachers of things, and it's all these kind of things. And so the idea is Korea set up this like task force of like elite agents that go into schools, and they're above the law, and they kind of fix the schools in this kind of gratifying, violent, or like basically the bad people get their comeuppance. It's a revenge kind of thing, but it's in schools. So like there's this one of the episodes, there's the really pushy mother who's like forcing her son to take these tests and like giving him ADHD drugs to make sure he can concentrate and stuff. And the task force basically takes the kid away and makes her do the same thing. Like she has to have the same daily schedule that she was putting her son through, and she cracks after about 3 days and stuff. So it's that kind of thing. But they were it's way over the top, but it's fresh. It felt very original, and the characters are very charismatic. So I recommend that if you've got Netflix and you enjoy watching stuff in Korean with English or Japanese subtitles. It's good.
Wow, I'd never heard of that one. It looks interesting.
10-part series. Yeah, the concept is fresh. It feels fresh, which is nice. Yeah. Rather than yet another Jason Statham movie or whatever.
Right. Wow. Cool. I didn't get as many. We were supposed to come up with 10 each, and I didn't get many finance ones, I'm afraid. And you've already mentioned Mark Tilbury.
And you cheated by having you should have deleted my Mark Tilbury, and then you'd have had one more.
Right. Yeah. Mark Tilbury. One of his ones was about compound interest. Compound interest is the secret they don't want you to know. I'm going to tell you, or something like that. It's fun. But what he says, I will tell you. Yeah, yeah. I like what he says. He makes it accessible, I think. Yeah. One I haven't watched this in a while, but Robert Herjavec, not sure of the pronunciation. He is one of the Shark Tank people, which is like the American version of Dragon's Den. I'm not sure which came first. And he is a billionaire, and so he started a YouTube channel only a couple of years ago, talking to other billionaires to find out how billionaires think, kind of thing. And he's already made it, so it's quite interesting. He seems pretty down to earth guy, I have to say, for a billionaire. So it's interesting hearing the questions that he asked from his point of view. Yeah, you mentioned, Ramit said the How to Get Rich is a series that he did on Netflix, which I think just builds on his book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And yeah, both of the names sound a bit sort of spammy, but or scammy, but no, they are both really good series. And then kind of finance related, I love The Apprentice, the UK version. I've never watched other countries' versions. And difficult to get over here. So obviously I only watch it when I go back to the UK. But I look forward to this every year. I love it. So non-finance stuff, I don't know if people are interested in this, but personally I really like MKBHD, Marcus Brownlee, for tech stuff. Everything he produces I really like. Not necessarily.
I like his car videos. He's got a car channel too, right?
Yeah, but I haven't really watched that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even into cars particularly, but it's the same kind of thing. He films it all on smartphones, apparently.
Right?
Like,
yeah,
really fun.
Yeah, he seems to have no budget for tech, which I find keeps this great stuff that I would not normally buy, and he's really good at explaining things in an appealing way. Now off. So whilst we're sticking with YouTube, actually, Dorgen, which I think we mentioned in the past, but Dorgen is very popular on social media. He is, I'm not sure American or Canadian, but is he half? I'm not sure if he's like dual national. No, he can't be dual nationality or dual parents. But anyway, his Japanese is phenomenal. It's incredible. And he has a course, I think, about how to speak Japanese at a really high level with the correct intonation, which is
pitch accent.
Which is something I hadn't really thought of. He does videos in Japanese with English subtitles and sometimes in English. He's done one recently about why he hates Line, Line, the so-called chat app. It's ever so good. If you look up,
I haven't seen that one yet.
I hate Line. It's excellent. It's really, really good. It makes you want to never touch Line again, but it's still in an entertaining way. So yeah, he's excellent. Moving off YouTube and Clarkson's Farm. If you've got Amazon Prime and you don't hate Jeremy Clarkson, just finished watching the 5th series. It's fantastic. He's started off as a car reviewer for the BBC, then became the guy involved with the Grand Tour, which was sort of spun out of Top Gear after he got banned from the BBC.
He got fired for punching his producer.
Yeah. And then that all finished, and he bought a farm. Very, very rich. So he bought this huge farm and started being a farmer. And people make fun of him. You're not really a farmer. But the people that are around him on the farm are. And it's fascinating. This series is really up and down. It's a bit less silly than some of the previous episodes, but still it's fascinating watch if you have access to that on Amazon Prime. Netflix in Japan have recently started showing古畑任三郎. It's in Japanese. It's quite old, from the 1990s, I think. It's detective series, a bit like, it's basically Japan's answer to Columbo, which is also brilliant. And so right at the beginning who the person that did the crime is, and he pretty much knows as well right at the beginning. And so it's all about how does he get there and how does he sort of entrap them at the end. I really enjoy that. About 45 minutes each one. It's not a continuous thing, so you can just watch one and enjoy it. And it's pretty straightforward Japanese if you want to use that for learning. It's good. Nothing, really gory or anything. It's just a fun, well-made detective series. And then off Netflix, if you can find it, from the UK, you mentioned Great British Bake Off, but also Race Across the World is another really good series that we've enjoyed. I don't know if we mentioned this actually. I think it's the BBC, but my
friend just told me to watch that.
Oh right, it's really popular. It's really well made. they get let's say 5 couples, not necessarily like couples, but it can be a married
Pairs.
couple, it could be a siblings, it could be a couple of friends, it could be a parent and child, and pairs. They go in pairs to get to a certain point. The latest one is going from Sicily to somewhere in Mongolia. You start in Sicily. To fly there, it would cost, let's say, £2,000. So here is £2,000, and you have got to use this money to get there, but without flying. And takes as long as it takes. They have different checkpoints to go to along the way. They use the money to get both travel and accommodation and food, and it's not going to last. So then they have to try and find jobs on the way, like help out on a farm clearing out sheep, or in a restaurant doing the washing up or something like that. It's really, really good. And then, of course, you see the relationships between the pairs. You know, I fell out with my son in the past, but now we're going to use this trip to bond and stuff like that. It's really, really enjoyable. And in the end, it doesn't really matter who wins it. It's all about seeing the different countries and their experience. So if you can get that, it's a good watch. Race Across the World. In unrelated news, Daily Motion is a good site, isn't it? I don't know if you've seen it recently, but yeah, they've got some good videos on Daily Motion. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to endorse watching anything that's not, properly available in this country.
Right. Nice.
So there we go. Our media tips, some finance, some not finance. Leave more in the comments if you've got things that you enjoy. Shall we move on to the next bit? Are we running out of time? Are we doing?
Oh, a couple of questions or comments.
Yeah, let's do that.
Huge amount of AI generated financial and trading content. No, so my YouTube goes all over the place based on whatever I've been watching. So yeah, I've been not in that rabbit hole recently, but I imagine AI rubbish. Like LinkedIn is unusable now, right? Not that it was ever usable, but now it's like it's AI bots talking to each other on LinkedIn. It's like, okay, no humans involved. And then 1, 2, 3 Schlepp. Are you familiar with Economia? I think so. So kind of new kind of personal finance in Japan creator. So I've been keeping an eye on them. Thought possibly collaborating at some point, maybe. So fairly detailed, long videos on YouTube, which is the thing you want to be doing on YouTube, to be honest. Like that's what gets rewarded at the moment.
Oh, really? JP Phil, thank you for your comment. I like your clippy avatar. It says that Dogen's videos are funny and also hates Line App as well. Yeah. Dogen's been doing it for about 10 years, apparently. So really built up a good following. Right. Shall we move on then?
It's time for your moment of shame.
Right. Next is the frivolous purchase confession. And you're lucky today, folks. Well, you're not lucky if you're listening to the podcast audio only, but if you got the video, my frivolous purchase this time is, first of all, let's see what people, actually, let me do this. Right, I've got it in the sort of like packed down mode. Okay, right. What is that? Can people work out what that is?
Is it a steam machine for the winter? A humidifier?
Right. Not quite. No. If I wouldn't know better, I would say a coffee maker thing, but it's not. So this is its sort of packed up, compact version. It comes apart like this. You plop this on the top. I have to say, I haven't actually used it yet. It just arrived yesterday. I was waiting for today. I think that's on properly. Right, it goes like that. So that probably gives you an idea. You put in a bowl here. You press a button on top, and you get shaved ice out.
Juicer?
Maker. Kakigori machine, which my family thought was a terrible idea to get, so I went and got it anyway. 5,000 yen, made by Doshisha. Gets pretty good reviews. Doshisha, Doshisha. Not the same Doshisha that is in Kyoto. I think it's Doshisha University, isn't it?
Yeah, anyway, I was
like,
they've diversified a bit, haven't they? They've got an engineering department.
So I'm going to try and test it out right now. You put a block of ice. So they give you these packs of like to make special round ice, which I made earlier, and I kept it in a cool bag, but it's melted a bit. So is it still big enough to use? Let's see how it goes. I'm going to get so wet here. water is okay on tatami, isn't it? Right. So you, whoa, it's wet already. Okay, so you plop the top bit of ice in the top there. Get water everywhere. Okay, ice in there. And I'm guessing that you just kind of push that down on top. Oh, right, it's got a springy thing. I hope you're enjoying this, viewers. I'm supposed to squeeze that down. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, oh, there we go. Right, so that's locked down on top, and it's got this sort of metal bits on there, which is going to turn it round, and there's like a blade underneath here where you can adjust how fine you want the ice to be. I've got it plugged in, water and electricity. That's going to go well. Okay, all in the bottom. Here we go. I think you just press the on button here. There we go. Whoa. Oh, that's really good. Whoa, no way. Okay, that's it.
Has it run out of ice now?
Okay, that's it. How cool is that? Maybe you want to do it outside or in the kitchen.
Yeah, probably somewhere waterproof would be good.
So there you go.
It was quick, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, I'm surprised. In the box, it gives you 2 of these little things, so you can make 2, or you can buy extra ones online. Yeah, I'm going to give this to my wife. I think that looks pretty cool. There you go. If you want shaved ice for the summer, that's a pretty cool thing to get. You can get slightly cheaper ones, which are made with you do it with the handle, but you've seen how easy that is. One extra tip. It's 5,000 yen on Amazon. It's a bit more expensive direct from the Doshisha site, but they give you 15% off campaign, so that works out nicely. Or Kojima Denki, kojima.net. It's 5,000 yen as well, including postage, so same as Amazon. But with Kojima, you can go through the JAL website if you've got a JAL mileage bank account, the JAL mileage park it is. And then you get miles, much more than you would for other sites. It's like 1 for 1, I think, 1 mile per 100 yen. So buy it by clicking through JAL Mileage Park, buy it through kojima.net and get JAL miles at the same time. There you go. How about that?
Some JAL miles with your refreshing ice.
Yes, yes.
Have you got the syrup?
No.
You're just going to eat the ice?
No, I'm going to give it to my wife. We got some Calpis the other day. You know the Calpis that you dilute?
Yeah.
Apparently you can pour that on. It's just, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to run and deliver it to her. It'll be a nice surprise for her. Back in a second.
Nice. So speaking of shaved ice, the other day in our local drugstore, I saw a soda stream machine, if anyone remembers what those are. So, soda stream was something that we used to have at school. You know, I was at boarding school for a bit, so we used to have soda stream machines and make our own like drinks. But surprised to see it in Japan in 2026.
Yeah, still going. Oh wow, it's so wet here now. Anyway, there you go. That's my frivolous purchase. And now,
very good. You have to give us some recipes next time.
Oh yeah. Get some syrups. Get several more of those little ice freezer things. Get out,
make
on
a little
street.
shop.
Yeah, sell to
put
the
an
kids.
Awning out, and yeah.
Overcharge the local kids.
Day service shaved ice.
Yeah. Oh, you want syrup with that? That's extra. Pineapple Calpis. JP feels it. That's a good idea. That sounds lovely. Right. Yeah, it was quite thick when it came out. I don't think it's... In fact, the reviews said it's not quite as foie as from a real shop.
You know, on the fluffy, don't you? But I'm guessing that's considerably more expensive.
Probably, yeah. Right. Thank you for indulging me there. That was fun. Nice. Now it's your turn, and it's a new segment. I got some music for this. Are you ready? So it's called Ben Shouts at Clouds. Shouts at Clouds.
Right. So I'm kind of scared that we've talked about this before, but you don't remember it, right?
I don't know what
Have you got the...
No, I don't think so.
Oh, good.
Oh, maybe briefly.
So hopefully not.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay. So a few months ago, the Tokyo government started talking about maybe charging people to throw rubbish away.
Oh,
Yeah, do you remember that? And people were going mad. They were like, "Oh my god, this is terrible! How And I was like, "I've been paying to throw rubbish away from the very first day I got here, right?" And then I'm like, "What? Tokyo doesn't do that? So Tokyo
what
people
can you
don't
say?
have to pay?" That's just like, what? I think most of Japan has it, right?
We have to pay by buying the bags
So
for.
you buy the
fixed
city
amount.
designated bags for
Right.
X amount of money, and that's how you pay to dispose of garbage, right? But
Right.
Tokyo
Yeah.
apparently doesn't do that. You can do whatever you want without paying. Madness.
Maybe,
Of course they should charge for it, like everywhere
maybe
else
they're
does.
paying through taxes. Who knows?
We pay taxes. And our subsidies seem to be much lower than the Tokyo subsidies.
Oh, really? Oh, dear.
I think Tokyo basically gets a lot more. Yeah, I mean, the tax base in Tokyo is mad, isn't it? So
Yes. Yeah.
whether it's land tax or taxing
So,
companies.
so in Tokyo, then you can throw your rubbish away in any bag then?
I don't know. I've never lived in Tokyo. I think it has to be clear, maybe. But
Right.
it has to be transparent. But yeah, you can use anything apparently.
Mm.
Whereas we have to buy the city designated bags, which cost 40 yen each.
40 yen each. Whoa.
Yeah, 400 yen for a 10-pack.
Wow. I think ours is 20.
And then the plastic ones are slightly cheaper. The plastic ones are like 36 yen or something.
Oh, we just need to use a clear one for those. It's not any specific sort.
So we're just getting ripped off in Sendai.
Yeah. Yeah. Along with
Maybe
your car alarms.
I know, it's just I'm gonna shout at go and shout at City Hall next.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't think you're not getting a lot of sympathy actually on this one. Right. So tune in next time for more clouds that Ben will shout at.
Yes, I'll find something else to be annoyed about.
Yeah. Right. Shall we move on to the next segment then?
Let's
quickly?
do it.
And what have we got here? Aha! Yeah, it's Daniel's money tip time. And I might have talked about it like this before as well, like your rubbish bag thing, but I want to mention it again because it's. I saw something the other day where it mentioned Mercari and Yahoo Auctions, which we've talked about in the past, and this site gets overlooked. It's a Rakuten version of Mercari, and it used to be called Frill, Fril. So that's still the web address for it, but they changed the official name to Rakuma. So you go to frill.jp and it's called Rakuma, short for Rakuten Market. And it's Mercari with not enough stuff. So why are we talking about it? It's because it has a smaller audience, which means there's more chance of getting a bargain, at least in my experience. So if you're looking for something secondhand, I would go there first and see if they've got it. If they have, you've got a chance of getting it cheaper than you would on Mercari, where you're more likely to find it, but there's also more people looking. So there you go. Before you jump to Mercari, try. I did have an example. Where did it go? Nope. Oh dear. I did have a starter set, Pokemon card set from 1995 or whatever it was, which I got on Frill, Rakuma, much cheaper than I would have got on Mercari.
Wow.
In fact, it's kind of hard to find in Japan anyway, but somebody was selling it on Rakuma and not on Mercari, so I got it for a decent price a few years ago. So yeah, not all the time, but definitely worth checking quickly whilst you're doing your trawl of Mercari.
Nice.
Once, I don't know, we can't call this a money tip, but I saw on the BBC News today, want to feel happier at work? Well, there's a free way of feeling happier at work. Take a 5-minute walk, apparently. A new study published by the British Journal of Sports Medicine has found that taking 5-minute breaks, called movement snacks, every hour is the best and most feasible way to boost well-being without losing efficiency. And of course, that's free as well.
Probably good for you as well, right? Like too much sitting is the new tobacco, basically.
Right, yeah. I'll put the link to that research there if you're interested. Okay, right. What else do we have then?
Awesome. So from the forum this week, talking about the bull market. So everything just keeps going up investment-wise. People are, getting a bit suspicious. We talk about the Maizai Nakado, which is the new combined Zaidyu and My Number cards, which I think are now available. So you can go and get them if you're feeling particularly brave. I do not recommend getting one if you don't need to, or because there's going to be all sorts of teething issues with them, I'm sure. Already, a whole bunch of like banks and institutions have said that their systems don't work with the new cards, so you're not going to be able to use them online. You have to come into the branch. So as usual, the launch is a bit buggy, and hopefully they'll iron things out over the next couple of months.
Yeah, we saw that when the My Number cards came out for quite a while, actually. I think there's little bugs and unexpected things happening. So yeah, I agree with your advice. Or your point of view of waiting for a while before getting one.
Also, the last thing I want is a My Number card that looks different because I'm foreign. It's just not in the slightest bit attractive to me. The great thing about My Number is that they more or less look the same. Like the date of birth is written differently, and obviously your name is going to look different, but otherwise they're exactly the same as Japanese ones, and that's something that I actually quite like about them. So I'm getting a new one that looks different. It's not much of a draw for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Talking about whether US 401ks are considered foreign assets when you report your foreign assets. Apparently they are. Someone was looking for a French law firm in Japan, or a law firm that deals with French legal stuff. There was people having trouble getting their passports endorsed, like by a notary or a lawyer or something. Obviously for paperwork in a different country. It's the cross-border stuff that's annoying, right? Okay. Japan stuff works in Japan. Foreign country stuff works in foreign countries. Foreign country stuff doesn't work very well in Japan.
Right.
Like the UK is always like, yeah, you got to get it signed by a doctor or something. It's like, okay. I don't know any doctors, although they often include teacher, and every other foreigner in Japan is a teacher. So that's quite an easy one. And then I was whining about my, I mentioned it earlier, my health insurance payment this year on the forum as well. Yeah.
Sounds good. Whilst we were talking, 1 2 3 Schlep talked about Ben Carlson. Did we mention earlier? We have mentioned him before, haven't we? I know you like him a lot because you linked to some of his articles in the weekly RetireJapan newsletter. He's written a book, which I didn't realize, called Risk and Reward. 1 2 3 Schlep says it's got a nice section on the Japanese bubble years. So that sounds good. I'll put a link to it here. Risk and Reward book. There we go. Thank you for that tip. That's good. All right. Got about 30 seconds for any final Q&A. I think we've answered a lot of questions, haven't we? So
perfect.
Pretty good. Perfect 2 hours.
Yeah, we always manage to nail this 2-hour thing, don't we? So
yeah.
Obviously, amazing planning on my part, even though I forgot to schedule the episode tonight. You might have noticed it popping up just before we started. That's why. I'll sort out next month's in time. Oh, talking of next month, when are we going to be doing it?
Yes, good point. It will be, get your calendars ready. It's July the 22nd, folks, which will be a Wednesday again.
Same time?
Yes, 8 p.m. Japan time.
Same channel?
YouTube RetireJapan channel. Don't know the URL, but yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. If you did, thanks for staying till the end. If you did, And thanks for watching if you're watching the video. And we'll see you in July. And we'll be talking about how not to die from the heat in Japan.
Yeah, good luck with that.
See you then.
Bye.